So I want to talk to you about failure because so many of you have been writing and asking about how do you deal with failure.
I'm afraid to fail.
I'm scared of failure.
I have such a fear of failure that it is holding me back.
So every one of these negative thoughts, by the way, all boil down to the same one, that I'm not good enough. Fear of failure is the same thing as feeling like you're not good enough, because what you're actually believing about yourself is that when the challenge rises, you're not good enough to meet it, that you're not good enough to try harder, that you're not good enough to try something, and oh my God, if I failed, my life would be over.
Here's the crazy thing about the fear of failure, okay? The reason why most people fail is because they're afraid of failing. Your fear is making you do the thing you're most afraid of. You fail because you don't try. I mean, it's like crazy. I hope that this is hitting you like a punch in the gut, that it's actually the fear of failing that makes you feel like a failure. And the solution is really simple. You have to push through it, because you're never going to get what you want in life if you don't learn how to push yourself outside your comfort zone. And you know, the major problem, I think, with failure is that way too many of you think that you're supposed to achieve your dreams. You're supposed to achieve your goals. And the truth is, what has always happened for me is that my dreams and goals that I set have always led me to something else that I wasn't even thinking about. They led me to something that I was destined and designed to discover. None of which ever felt right, and none of those things were actually very successful. You know, I mean, ultimately Monster-in-Laws was canceled. The show I shot with Fox never aired. That's not successful. What I learned in those projects led me to being able, when the moment came, to meet the moment. Discover what you're looking for when you're willing to hear what's in your heart, when you have the clarity to do that, and when you have the courage to pursue it. And it may not turn out how you like. It may not be the blockbuster that you thought it would. But when you listen to your heart and you keep moving forward, you get rewarded, and you also get the lessons that you need. You can't fail at your dreams because they're meant to be pursued, not achieved. You didn't fail at them. You've tried a bunch of different things that didn't work yet. That's it. And you gained experience. One of the things that I find really interesting is that when you have big dreams, sometimes the scariest moment is when you say them out loud. So what you're present to is not your dreams. You're present to failure. Like, part of the problem for you in really fully realizing and expressing what you want is that the second that you say you want to change, you're present to it not happening. And that's a pattern that we have to break. If you put in the work, you can make your dreams happen. Dreams are personal, so are the obstacles. If you stay in a mindset where you're present to failure, every day is going to be about starting. And the obstacle that's in your way is the thinking pattern of being afraid of failure. It's also the fear of uncertainty that you're dealing with, the uncertainty of what happens if everything doesn't go according to plan. The thing is it never goes away. If you're about to do something for the first time, chances are high that you might embarrass yourself. But what it means is, if you're willing to be the kind of person that is willing to embarrass themselves, it means you're trying something new. It means you're going for it when everybody else sits on the sidelines. So before you give up, the only thing that matters is the work that you're putting in, not the end result. Anyone who is truly successful did one thing, and it's the same thing that we all do. They put in the work. Will you fail along the way? Of course. You know what? I hope so. When you fail once, you double your chances of success. Failure doesn't make you give up. Failure happens when you give up. All I want you to ever do is try. I just want you to try. In those moments where you hear yourself, I want you to try. In those moments where you know that it's time to speak up, I want you to try. That's all that I ever ask of you, because if you simply do that, and I say simply as if it's so easy, right?